boom. At the end of the day, it just comes down to wanting to be the man, bro. You just gotta be the man. And don't be the man. We don't want to be the man for Sean Combs Diddy purposes. We don't want to be the man to get on a big red bed with Chris Brown. We don't want to be the man to have status like Andrew Tate and catch 10 assault charges, 10 S assault charges, you know. We don't want to do that. At the end of the day, listen, we're becoming a man for our future children. You guys just have to stopped. You guys got to stop being selfish in life. Because you're going to have future children one day. And if you're selfish, they'll grow up poor. You guys will have a 3-bedroom and you'll have 4 kids. Like, the house is not big enough. At the end of the day, listen, none of that sharing a bedroom. No, listen, at the end of the day, when you the man, you could get the 18-bedroom. You could have, listen, at the end of the day, if I marry a Dominican woman, bruh, 9 times out of 10, chances are she gonna want to move her grandmother in. She gonna want to move her grandfather in. You know, she gonna want to bring them in, bruh. At the end of the day, we gotta get the tutor. At the end of the day, we gotta get the language tutor. We gotta get the maid. We gotta get the chef. We gotta get the high-level security armed bodyguards. Listen, they're thinking simple in life. Listen, they're not thinking about safety. I'm thinking about safety. I'm not just getting that just to stunt. No, I'm getting that for safety reasons. You got to be 10 toes down for safety reasons, because if you don't be 10 toes down for safety reasons, your best friend gonna be Chad Ochocinco. And he not going to tell you good advice like, no, I don't think you should pay $25 for a cheat. I don't think you should tell that woman you want to choke her. Like Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay, best friend is Chad Ochocinco. So guess what? He's going to make bad decisions. Because listen, birds of a feather flock together. At the end of the day, you think Chad Ochocinco must have hit Mr. Head, but his wife himself, Mr. Cop. Boom. You think he going to give Club Shay Shay good advice and say, listen, man, control your lust and just run up the M's? No, these dudes are not friends. This is a new day and age, bro. This is 2025, the generation, the era of where people want to be famous. So since people want to be famous, you know, people want to be famous, and imagine what people would do for fame. At the end of the day, we can't allow people to come around us and say I slipped inside of his mansion. I just want $1.5 million. Like, bruh, it's not even wet over there. I repeat, they gonna slip in your mansion and try to sue you for $1.5 million, and you like, bruh, it's not even wet over there. At the end of the day, bruh, it's not even wet over there. At the end of the day, they gonna wash their hands in the restroom at a 18-bedroom mansion. When you bring your cousins over, they gonna wash their hands. They gonna say, "Oh, my hand turned green." You gonna bring an OnlyFans model back to the house, back to the 18-bedroom mansion. She gonna say, "Oh, he tried to touch me. She was under the influence." You had a bar in the 18-bedroom mansion, and she wasn't your wife. She was an OnlyFans model, and you let her drink alcohol. At the end of the day, why did you even invite her? At the end of the day, now you facing all type of cases. Listen, James Harden is getting sued because his cousin came to his mansion and touched a woman and raped a woman. Now, James Harden is getting sued. At the end of the day, you're going to get dealt with if you don't control your own life. Somebody else will control your own life for you. Listen, the parasites will try to control it for you. The alpha male will try to control it for you. The beta, the zeta, the jada, and the waiter, they will try to control it for you. At the end of the day, no, we got to be 10 toes down. We got to control our own destination. We know where we're going. That's the problem. When you a man on a mission, when you a man on a plane, you just naturally don't have friends. Like, if a dude tried to be my friend today, actually, it just won't work. It just won't work. I'm gonna ignore this guy. At the end of the day, I may just tell them, hey, watch my YouTube video. I probably most likely not even tell them watch my YouTube video. Listen, my videos are for people who stumble across it. I don't, bro, have my family don't even know I do YouTube. Bro, I cut everybody off. At the end of the day, I'm really 10 toes down. Like, besides my mother or my big sister or something like that, bro, I'm 10 toes down. And I'm not even around women. I live on my own. At the end of the day, bro, I could drop 14 videos a day because I'm alone. I'm by myself. Listen, friends, that's wasting time. You smoking or you chilling and hanging out with your friends, you chilling and hanging out. Do you think multi-millionaires, dudes worth 80 million, are chilling and hanging out? Absolutely not, bro. How you gonna run up the M's if you chilling and hanging out, bro? You think dudes worth 80 millions and really have something to lose, really inviting just any baddie over? Bruh, absolutely not, bruh. They gonna say they slipped in your mansion. At the end of the day, it ain't even wet over there. At the end of the day, it ain't even wet over there. But listen, you gotta understand, bro. You have to end all generational curses. Listen, it's hard to explain, but listen, when you retain, you just, like, literally, I told you guys, if you got muscles, if you got buys and tries, it means you're destined for greatness. So I guess it's just the buys and tries that want this more than me. I don't know, or if it's just making me, or if the buys and tries are controlling me to, you know, drop 14 videos a day. But I mean, I'm destined for greatness, and if you're destined for greatness, you'll do the same. At the end of the day, if you're destined for greatness, you'll go on a generational run. Listen, if you want to fit into society, you're not going to go on a generational run. You're going to play video games, and you're not even going to create a gamer YouTube channel. That's crazy. Guys play video games for free when you can get paid $80 million to play a video game. All you got to do is record yourself doing it. Drop 14 videos a day, stream all day long, or stream freaking 12 out, bruh. When you get off of work, stream all the way until you go to bed. At the end of the day, if you trying to run the millions up, if you trying to make sure your children are good when you die, listen, I gotta prepare for when I eventually leave this earth. So when I eventually leave this earth, I gotta make sure my children good. They not on Section 8. They don't have to be desperate. They don't have to go to corporate American jobs and get yelled at by Bob Kermishkovich, or go to corporate jobs and get yelled at by a melanated dude trying to code switch and act like he's a white guy. At the end of the day, listen, that's all nonsense. At the end of the day, listen, I'm not even having children in America. I don't, listen, this is not the end game. This is where I'll run up the millions. This is where it all started at. But listen, this is not the end game. Trust me, I'll be making these videos in Brazil. I'll be making these videos in Italy. I'll be making these videos in Dubai, like everywhere. Like, the videos will never stop no matter what country I get to. If I'm in Vietnam for 30 days, I'm dropping 14 videos like this, walking through Vietnam for 30 days. Like, literally. You can't stop this. Can't nobody stop this. At the end of the day, once you're already locked in on your target, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.